what I had been hearing and being told whenever the question would come up, and sometimes I would be the person asking the question to, let's say, a search firm or an organization as to why don't you have more Black executives? Why don't you have more Black individuals who serve on your boards? The answer was always the same. We can't find any. What people didn't understand is that, yes, while it was working, it could have been so much better.
When we built the program, our intention was to get as many of our alums into the corporate boardroom as we possibly could. The content of the program is pretty simple. There are 3 threads, 3 themes, if you will, that we cover across all of the modules that we do. The first is the nuts and bolts of corporate governance. So any program on the market that you go to where you learn how to be a corporate director is going to teach you all about committees and how things are structured and what are the liabilities and how do you navigate the political dynamics in the boardroom, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a ton of modules in that vein. The second thread is also something that you'll find in a lot of programs, and that's how to think about you as a participant of the program and how your value that you offer across the spectrum of corporate boards can be applied. So that's another pretty standard thing you'll find in a lot of other programs. But the third piece is, I think, what makes us unique. And that is a safe space, a lock and key safe space to talk about the realities and the responsibilities of being Black in the corporate boardroom.
I learned from a friend of mine, Robin Washington, who has been instrumental in getting this program off its legs, about BCBR and the importance of becoming prepared to do board service, and that this was an opportunity for me to get myself in that mindset of serving on boards. It's something that I had always thought about doing once I retired, but now I had really begun to think about doing it while I was still in my day job.
What helps me the most in the boardroom right now, it's the expectation setting that really stands out. It is like how you plan your time to actually know the right questions to ask around which board you should be a part of. It's around knowing how soon to start prepping for board meetings. And it's about Barry's advice of always coming with 3 questions. Like, what are your 3 key questions that allow you to provide governance without getting too in the weeds and giving room for management to operate?
We are a Jesuit Catholic university, and that is different from other universities. It means that there's an imperative from all of us who are faculty, staff, and even students to carry mission into our work. And so because our metric for this particular program is placement of Black executives who are typically overlooked for corporate board seats, there's a social justice impact. And as a result, the perfect place to have this program is right here at Leavey.
Representation and inclusion is very important because we all come from a different background. We all have diversity of thought. Not all Black people think the same, not all women think the same. And so diversity allows us to hear what others can offer in different situations. And I learned that early on in my board service.
As a first-time board member, some of the advice I'd been given by mentors in the program, so it's very tempting to just be so excited about getting on a board that you aren't as thoughtful as you can be around, is that board going to be the right fit for you over the 5 to 10 year time horizon? And so I was able to hopefully avoid those mistakes through some of the learnings in the program.
With Barry, he has dedicated his life to, number one, being a living example of what you can do and how you can do it. He is an example of giving back because he has spent a lifetime talking to people and mentoring others.
He's so full of wisdom in both how to be an effective operator and executive, but also how to think about board service. And obviously he has the reputation of being the Vernon Jordan of the West for the number of corporate boards, nonprofit boards he served on, and how dedicated he's been in giving back to help other folks who haven't been on boards get on boards and actually be effective.
So BCBR means so much to so many. And I think it's important for each of us to remember what we got out of this particular program, how it may have changed our trajectory or given us insights or confidence that we may not have necessarily started off with, and to demonstrate to many others that the talent in the African American executive world is really there, that there isn't anyone who should say it's difficult to find us, because you just have to look to BCBR. We're there.